Hi, Peter. Thank you very much for taking part in the Business Spotlight series. I'm going to pass it straight over to you to introduce yourself and what you do.
Nice to meet you, Ed. Thanks very much for the opportunity. So my name is Peter Forshaw. I'm the Managing Director for a firm called Maxwell Stephens. Set the business up on the, let me get this right, 5th of June 2006. So we're nearly 17 years in business. We're based in London, Golden Cross House near Charing Cross, and we recruit professionals in the facilities management industry.
Excellent. And in terms of the types of people that you recruit, is that across all levels within that industry, or are there certain roles that you target more?
So facilities management is probably one of those industries that back in the day previously people hadn't heard of unless you're involved with it, but it's very much the professionals who look after buildings effectively. So they heat them, they make sure they're clean, presentable, and I think the profession took a massive sort of advertising boost when the COVID situation happened, because clearly when everyone was working from home, how did they get their furniture or supplies or anything they needed organising? They called the facilities management department. So yeah, all the people we were dealing with, even though a lot of people were pretty quiet, I think they were, still dealing with projects, and that ended up being sort of relocations, refurbishments. So I think as an industry, there's been a lot of activity in the last few years.
And look, on that, what was it like for you with COVID then? It sounds like it was fairly busy.
It's interesting. So I was always trained to recruit permanently. So as a business, inherently, because of that, we were approaching COVID predominantly permanent, and there was a huge shift between sort of permanent and sort of interim recruitment. So, we did, on average, deal with probably 25 vacancies a month. So all of a sudden can we have 25, interim people to organise sort of these projects? So yeah, it was an interesting period. I'll be honest with you, Ed, and say the first week I had my head in my hands thinking, what are we going to do about this? But after about a week, we took some pretty brave decisions in that period. The volume of opportunities and work sort of dropped as it did for most people, but we didn't furlough any of the team, and we kept busy. So we just used the time to speak to professionals in the industry on the genuine basis of, how are you dealing with this? How's it affecting you? Can we help? And that was literally the point of contacting those people. It got to the stage, so I mean, the COVID period was quite long, or it felt long anyway. It got to the stage where we were, as a team, speaking to on average 20 people each per day. I was doing up to 40, and some of those people were sort of videos. Within 2 years, we ended up re-engaging with 15,000 people in the industry. And what it meant when we were coming out of it, that we were ready because we'd interviewed them, we'd been through the process with them. So what used to take us 3 or 4 weeks to do a search assignment ended up taking us probably a couple of weeks, because we'd done all the groundwork before that. So it ended up, it wasn't great, but it ended up, paying off, and it's certainly the last year paid off dramatically.
And have you shifted back again now to the more permanent side, and is it more manageable numbers of recruitment, or what's the market like now?
No, 100%. It's gone back to how it was before. Last year was our best year actually in the last 17 years. So that's testament to the staff we've got in the business, but also the market demand has returned dramatically. In parts, it was probably too busy. I shouldn't actually say that, but I mean, we were really, really going for it. So it was good.
Yeah. And who tends to be the kind of people that approach you from the client side, if that makes sense, the ones who are looking for candidates?
Yeah, so we're quite lucky, and it probably wasn't through planning at the very start. So literally started the business in my bedroom, 17 years ago, and grew from that to now having 10 staff. But it's been very much little by little. I think our strategy has been, if we do a good job by this company, they will generally know someone. Fast forward 17 years, and we're lucky to have dealt with 375 different customers. And that ranges from the royal household through to Formula One, Facebook, the University of Cambridge, King's College, University College London, so lots of universities, lots of sort of iconic, prestigious, dream sort of customers, and there's quite a number. So we're probably seen as the external specialists who can fix a problem, and generally the customers that come to us only need one of these problems fixing. But as I said, if you do a good job, what often happens is they'll know someone, and a lot of our business nowadays comes in from recommendations and referrals, which is great.
Yeah, superb. So yeah, sounds really interesting. Lots of different sectors and different clients to work with.
Yeah, really
so
good.
It sounds like things have gone really well, and things are going well. What would you see as the challenges for the business moving forward?
I think whether it's a positive change or a negative change, I think the COVID situation has changed people's opinions about things, how they deal with situations, perhaps. So we're getting a lot more individuals, in our industry, they call it candidate ghosting. So you arrange someone an interview, it's all going sort of well. And fortunately, this doesn't happen very often. It's a rare event, but it's happening across the recruitment sector where, fair enough, someone changes their mind, gets another job, but then fails to tell the interviewer or interviewers, and then they don't turn up for the interview, and it's all a bit awkward. Then you get a phone call from the client saying, where's candidate A, where have they gone? And sometimes you never hear from them again.
And that's happening more after COVID than it used to.
I think so. If we was to analyse the data, I would say so. Fortunately, it's quite a rare event, but if you were to look at, any of the warning signs, something I think everyone in the industry needs to be aware of. Flexible working is, I think people on the whole are demanding it a bit more. We work in an industry where the individuals are required to look after a building, so you could argue there's still a requirement to be on site. So I think very much that is a balancing act at the moment. The more senior individuals, possibly you could argue, can work remotely if they've got a sort of a regional portfolio. But if you're site-based doing a hands-on practical job, then the customers are going to expect you to sort of be there. So I think balancing someone's individual expectation and then the client demands sometimes a mismatch at the moment, but we're working hard to get them aligned.
Interesting as well. Interesting. And again, it sounds like you are somebody who enjoys reflecting. You've done this for 17 years, basically. What would you say has been your biggest learning as a business owner?
It's not easy. Lots of challenges, lots of ups and downs on the way. And I think Nike's strapline line is something like "just do it." I think that's a very valid and positive way of looking at it, but just effectively keep going and trying your best. I think that's all you can do.
Fantastic. And it's a similar but slightly different question. What advice would you give to your 18-year-old self?
Don't hesitate, just do it now. And I think if you do it wrong, you're going to learn from it. But I think if you don't do it, there'll be missed opportunities, and it's important to take action, really.
Definitely describes taking action part, really, really important. And what is it that inspires you, Peter?
Helping people.
That was just straight away.
Yeah, I think it prioritised. I mean, clearly we're in business to make a profit and sustainable operation for both ourselves and the people within the business. But I think beyond anything else, if you help people, you're going to get them a job. Lots of positivity is going to come off that, and eventually, in doing so, we get paid anyway. So the more people we can help, the better it is for everyone.
Definitely, I agree. And look, as a final question, is there any news or any offer that you would like to share with our audience?
So if a professional is working within facilities management and they're watching this video, I'm more than happy to jump on a 30-minute free consultation with them, offer sort of CV advice or any advice they need really in terms of getting themselves a new opportunity. tremendous amount of experience, done this a long time, know a lot of people, and I'm sure I can help in some way, shape, or form. So I can share with you a booking link if they wanted to book themselves into my diary, preferably people within the industry, because we live, breathe, and everything within facilities management. So that's what we're focused on. Apart from that, we are at the very starting stages of building a new website. So I've learned a lot quite recently. It's quite an interesting process, but hopefully we can get that up and running in the next month or two.
Excellent. Well, yeah, definitely send me that link across. I'll include it at the bottom of this video. So good opportunity for people to take advantage of some expert industry advice, and I'm sure some people will take up on that. And yeah, we'll look forward to seeing the new website.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much for taking part, Peter, and wish you the rest of the year.
Yeah, thanks very much, Ed.
Thanks.